Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
All right, here we are, week 3, and, well, that was some week 2, wasn't it? I mean, at least in terms of my ability to make picks after a fairly successful week 1, I guess I needed a bit of a course correction there, didn't I? I mean, I guess some things I should have, well, let me rephrase that. I mean, in some ways, I'm not entirely shocked the Vikings lost, but I thought maybe they had turned a corner. And again, when the Eagles surrender, 35 points to the Lions, I think, well, okay, maybe they're not as good as advertised, and then they wind up being just as good as advertised. I mean, at least I was kind of right about the idea of Miles Sanders having a big game and that, maybe providing a bit more impetus for the play-action pass to benefit Jalen Hurts, which is, well, pretty much what happened there. So, as for the Patriots-Steelers, where I was off on that one, well, I don't know. Steelers their offense is just a little too questionable right now. Like, they can drive down the field, they just can't seem to score many points, and, well, they didn't seem to get too many turnovers. Also, again, sorry if there's some buzzing going on. Again, it's just this distortion from the computer gets picked up by the microphone from time to time. So it kind of makes hard to do any sort of pausing sequence where you just kind of want some dead air. Instead, you just get bzzz. Anyway, let's take a look at our 3 games this week. It's the winless extravaganza, as 4 of the 6 teams have not had a win yet, and 3 of those 4 are 0-2. So this should be interesting. The 3 games we're looking at this week are the Cincinnati Bengals against the New York Jets, the Las Vegas Raiders against the Tennessee Titans, and rounding things off, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Chicago Bears. Like I said, it's a massive cavalcade of teams without a victory, or very little victory, and teams not expected to do too much this year, so at least it's nice to kind of get them out of the way for now. So let's get to it.
Guess what they're passing your way at McDonald's? The all-new Falcons glasses.
There are 4 Falcon glasses in all, featuring 12 players. Just buy a medium-sized soft drink and get a Falcons glass at a very special price. So get the team together. Collect the entire set.
Now through August 29th, you can get a glass featuring Jeff Bednote, Mike Ken, and me. They always save the best for last.
The Atlanta Falcons glasses, available now at participating McDonald's.
Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Patriots battle the Raiders.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 85.
Okay, our first matchup is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to New York to take on the Jets. The Bengals are a team that could very easily be 2-0 right now and not 0-2. I mean, if not for the fact they had to replace their long snapper, which led to some bad snaps, I mean, they would have probably beaten the Bengals. They would have at least gotten that extra point at the end of the game last time, so, or at least in week 1 is what I'm saying. So, again, it probably would have gone their way. And, they outplayed the Cowboys in the second half of that game right up until just the tail end, when they, botched an offensive drive and then had to punt, and that gave Dallas operative field position, and they managed to drive right down and get a field goal. So, again, there were several occasions I thought the Bengals could have put away the Cowboys. I mean, they had several turnovers go right through their hands. I mean, one of them was an honest-to-goodness pick 6, so... Again, the Bengals could easily be 2-0 right now, and again, their offensive line struggles are really hampering this team. The sacks, the turnovers, it's just really, putting a major dent in whatever Super Bowl plans they had, so right now, that's just not really helping them at all. The Jets, on the other hand, because of their miracle comeback last week, seem to actually have some momentum on their side. Added to that, remember they had the miracle comeback against the Bengals last season. Remember the Mike White game? Now, the major problem with the Jets is that their defense is hit and miss, while their offense is also kind of hit and miss as we head towards the end of the Joe Flacco tenure and the return of Zach Wilson. So, not entirely sure how exactly this is going to play out. I mean, right now I do think the Jets are playing slightly better football than the Bengals, but I think desperation overrides things, and the Bengals should probably win this one rather handily, I think. Now that, we've gotten a couple weeks into the season, we can start to whip things back into shape and should easily take care of the Jets here. So, yeah, I am going to go with the Bengals. to win this one. So, yeah, Bengals should win rather handily here. I think they're just a better team than the Jets overall. And they just had some bad things fall their way. So, right now, things will probably go their way again.
This summer, people have been drinking ice-cold Gatorade Thirst Quencher more than ever. So much more that Gatorade people have trouble keeping bottles on the shelf. But that doesn't mean there isn't any Gatorade. Because Gatorade is an instant powder, too. One canister makes 8 full quarts of ice-cold, refreshing Gatorade. And it also comes in 12-ounce cans. So if you can't find a bottle,
Gatorade is thirst aid
grab a canister or can.
for that deep down body thirst.
We'll take the flip, the kick, the headbutt, and the taunt. Brr, throw in that and that. Looks good. Give me the field, too. Grab the stadiums, grab that, grab that. Do you have anything in a clothesline tackle? Good. Give me that. Give me the wave. No, no, yes. We'll take that, the dive. Party time. Let's do that and that. Not that, and that. Give me that again. Timeout. If it's in the game, it's in the game. John Madden Football 93 for Super NES and Sega Genesis.
Where'd that truck come from?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Up next, it's the 0-2 Las Vegas Raiders against the 0-2 Tennessee Titans, which means one of these teams is finally going to get their first win, unless they tie or something. So, anyway, the Raiders should easily be at least 1-1. They had the Cardinals' number throughout 3 quarters and then just completely folded. Pun not fully intended. Not to mention, it seems like the major addition of Devontae Adams really isn't panning out right now. It's just incredibly underwhelming, and Josh Jacobs, a once top-notch running back, has now gone non-existent. Added to that, they're constantly committing turnovers, which means their defense just can't relax at all. The Titans, on the other hand, just seem to have gotten something of a raw deal. It was not unexpected that they lost to the Bills, but it was probably unexpected that they lost to the Bills the way they did. 41-7 is just terrible. Added to that, to lose the way they did against the Giants is just, again, kind of a backbreaker in a way. They played well throughout that whole thing and had the lead, and then suddenly gave up a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to fall behind, and then missed a potential game-winning field goal. Now, they did play Malik Willis a little bit against Buffalo, but I don't know if they're going to pull the full trigger there and do a QB switch, which could possibly signify the end of the season, except for the fact that they're in a really weak division, so it's really hard to figure out what's going to go on there. Added to that, it doesn't seem like Derrick Henry's been able to do much this season. Their defense is struggling, so yeah, in a way, I just don't know what to do with this game too much, except for the fact that I think, again, the Raiders' desperation is going to override anything, and they're a better team than the Titans right now, so I'm going to pick the Raiders to win this one.
Not everything is black and white.
Some things are black and white.
Or black and green.
Occasionally black and blue.
Pro player home and away jackets come in all these colors and reverse to all of these colors.
The only guys who have pro player jackets are black and white.
Refs, no way. They never reverse anything.
No, Foot Locker, the guys in stripes, black and white.
The pro player reversible jacket. Reverse it.
This is Madden 98, talking football movies, Madden Style. Reggie White, what do you got?
Okay, you mean a movie like Rudy?
Let's get more original, more Madden. Return of the Semi.
You gotta love Rudy.
No, I don't. Give me Runaway Brain, Whiteout, and the Bandit.
I like Rudy. That's a classic.
Classic? Get out of here. 1-888 My House. Give me a fistful of Madden on the whitest screen you got. Madden NFL 98. First down! EA Sports. It's in the game.
Our last game is the Houston Texans traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears, in what I hope are much, much better field conditions than they had against the 49ers. That being said, even though the Bears weren't expected to do too much this season, I do see them playing with a bit more, say, pep in their step, for lack of a better term. I think, in a way, they kind of remind me of the Lions of the last 2 years. They might lose a lot of games, but they might wind up losing a lot of close games and being rather competitive, so maybe that could actually mean something of a turnaround going on in Chicago right now. The Texans, on the other hand, well, they're just really kind of hard to peg. I said these Bears were playing with a bit more pep in their step, but the Texans seem to be playing with indifference. It's really hard to tell if they're tanking or not. It's the same way they've been for the last 2 years. Again, I wonder if Lovie Smith is just motivating them a little too much for the front office's taste. That's what did the coach in last year, was they were supposed to stink, and while they weren't good, they exceeded expectations, so a lot of people were just kind of caught off guard. I mean, you look at the first 2 weeks of the season, they played two teams that many were putting in the playoffs, and, well, they've actually sort of outplayed them most of the time. I mean, yeah, they squandered a lead against Indianapolis and wound up tying, but still, again, you look at the way the Colts have played against the Jaguars, and you're wondering, well, maybe they were actually a better team than the Colts here. And yet again, against Denver, a game they seemed to play pretty well in for about 3 quarters until Denver pulled away. So again, it seems to be that they're a tiny bit too competitive for their own good, or bad, or I don't know. It's just really hard to peg here. I mean, it seems that Davis Mills is a solid quarterback, and again, he's not really making that many mistakes. It's just they're kind of blasé. Although I do have to wonder if maybe there could be a motivating factor for Lovie Smith beating his old team here. I just don't know. It seems that the Bears offense is playing rather efficiently at this time, and they should kind of win this rather handily. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's close going into the fourth quarter, but yeah, I expect the Bears to pull away again and win this handily. So that's my pick there, the Bears. Okay, again, we're going to have a very busy few days here. I mean, this is probably in all likelihood going up on Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to have the first 3 episodes of Star Wars Andor. Friday, we're going to have the finale for She-Hulk. Saturday, we're going to have the recap and review for Impact Wrestling Against All Odds. Yes, I know, those are all seemingly... The videos for the reviews will be up on those days, is what I'm trying to say there. So, okay. And then probably on Sunday, we're going to have the random trade review on Transformers: The World in Your Eyes. So, yeah, got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to get it done. So, hopefully everything will come out on time and I won't have any problems. So, yeah, see you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you can be alerted to further videos.